Welcome back to Matt Classic 24, 1B, 2B state championships, and we're about ready to move on to our 7th matchup here out of 14 in the 1B, 2B, and this one will be the 145-pound weight class between Nick Perez of Oroville and Kyle Kirkendall of Reoublic, and we're quickly underway as Perez is in the blue and Kirkendall in the black. We're just underway in this opening round. Nick Perez, the senior out of Oroville, and Kyle Kirkendall, the senior out of Reoublic. Both getting here after pointing their opponents in the semifinals. Kirkendall, an 8-6 win over Jacob Moore of Pomeroy, and an 18-3 win back in the quarterfinals over Walter Harris. Perez getting here off of a 12-4 victory over Corey Anderson of Reardon, and then pinned his opponent, Jory Palmer, back in the quarterfinals. Still no score, and we get some action near the edge of the mat, and the photographers having to nearly scurry. We'll move back to the middle of the mat here with 1:04 left to go. No score thus far, as we've seen some intense grappling, but neither competitor able to get the upper hand and break the tie on the scoreboard. But here we might see something break through, as Perez, the aggressor, Kirkendall going out of bounds. 45 seconds to go in the opening round. Perez backing away. Kirkendall having to take a break here. It looks like he might have a little bit of a nose injury, so injury time out here, or blood clock has been started, and they will get a look at Perez. Is it Perez's nose or is it Kirkendall's nose? And it's Kirkendall's nose, actually, that they're taking a look at. And they'll get the mat cleaned up. Nick Perez was second in state last year, second in state back in 2010, and third in state in 2009. He's not just a wrestler, but also an outstanding running back for Oroville in football, and he's accomplished quite a few weight room awards at Oroville. His season record there's 15-4 for the Hornets. Kirkendall, 25-2 this year. He's 75-10 on his career, so just 2 losses for Kyle Kirkendall. In past years at state, he was a California State qualifier last year. And they continue to look and work on his injury there. Whether it's his nose or can't tell if it's a cut. It looks like they've got him taken care of. We've still got, it's been nearly 2 minutes on the blood clock, which runs for 5 minutes. And they're still running the blood clock as they continue to tend to it. And not sure if it's a cut on the nose or a bloodied nose. They're looking at the bridge of the nose. So the blood clock continues to go. Might have been a headgear injury. Something that opened something up, could be from the competitor as well. So we continue to watch the blood clock as they work on Kyle Kirkendall of Reoublic. Always a tough situation when you've been in the heat of battle, and now you take a break, and then you have to gear right back up. You wonder who sometimes has the advantage coming out of these situations, but they've got Kirkendall all bandaged up on that nose, and they'll get back to neutral position action here with 37 seconds left to go, and still just the first round, no points on the board in what has been an evenly matched contest to this point. And you can see exactly how that cut may have occurred with all that aggressive play. A takedown for Kirkendall. So he comes right back out of that injury situation. And you can tell he's still working on that bandage, but he takes the early 2-0 lead. And as the play goes out of bounds, and the official will take a look at his cut once again, and they're going to send it back over, and they'll have to restart the blood clock, and this is not exactly what you want to have happen. You take the early lead, and now they got to look at that cut once again. And they'll continue to take a look at the mat and determine if they can see any blood spots. They will clean some of that up, but they have to do a little better job. Now they're really going to get the bandage out and try to put an end to this bleeder that Kirkendall has. It's the last thing you want here in the state championship game, to take your focus away from what you're trying to do with your opponent to try and secure this state title. We can let you know that Corey Anderson of Reardon secured third place in the 145-pound weight class with a win over Jacob Moore of Pomeroy earlier in the competition, and that was an 8-1 pointing by Anderson. So it appears now that we've got Kirkendall taken care of, and with 20 seconds left to go, we've got a caution here on Kirkendall, who moved a little too quickly. So a caution there. You don't want another one of those, and he gets one here. And we'll get back to the action. So 18 seconds left to go, and Perez, who finds himself down 2-0, trying to find his way to escape. 12 seconds and counting down in this one, and it is an escape. So a point for Perez, and it's a 2-1 matchup. Good battle going on here in this opening round, and we're done with the opening round. We move on to round two. The coin flip coming up, secured by Brian Dunbar, the official leading this one, and it is Perez who wins the toss. And he will take the defensive position here, down 2-1. So Kirkendall battling hard here with that cut on the nose. And a point on the escape for Perez, and we're even at 2. So an all-even matchup here, and what has seen some good, aggressive wrestling. 2 blood stops. And we continue to work here. Still a 2-2 battle. A minute 30 left to go in this one. And that bandage on Kirkendall, not just on his nose, but on his head. So a lot of aggressive play around the head area between these two. They are not shy from contact, and a takedown for Kirkendall as he's able to catch Perez a little bit off balance. Now Perez trying to fight his way out of bounds, and he does. And a point for the escape. And we've got a point for Perez. Perez now just down 1. 4-3. And Perez gets the escape right away. And we're even at 4. Kirkendall, I'm not sure if he's troubled at all by the bandages that he has there, but you can see Perez is now starting to pick up his aggressiveness. Under a minute to go in round 2. And we've got a takedown for Kirkendall. He's able to get the 2 points to go back out in front. We've seen Kirkendall take leads with the takedowns, and Perez use the escape to get his points. A 2-point advantage, and now they're looking at Perez to see if he's got a blood situation, and he does. So both competitors have been opened up, as they have really gotten after it. And this is the first matchup that we've seen so far today in the 1B, 2B, where we've had both competitors have to go to the blood clock, and that's what they're continuing to do. And I think they're going to go ahead and take a look at Kirkendall's bandage as well, since they have the situation. So we're 30 seconds in now on the blood clock for Perez. Nick Perez, the senior out of Oroville. Kyle Kirkendall, the senior out of Reoublic. So this is it for these gentlemen. The last go-round. So the roundup of the seniors here, their last shot at state title glory. It appears that we've got Perez taken care of. Kirkendall's back with his gear. 42 and a half seconds left to go. And these guys battling hard. A 2-point lead for Kirkendall. He tries for another takedown, and we're out of bounds. It's one of my mates here at the table passing the note. Chicks dig scars, there's no question. And these gentlemen, I'm sure, have not just the ones they've accumulated tonight. Quickly, off of the play, Kirkendall able to get Perez in an awkward position. Perez able to wriggle out of it, but is still in tough situation here with 21 seconds left to go. He tries to garner yet another escape and another point to try and close down this 6-4 gap. But Kirkendall continues to muscle. He's got that arm wrapped down around, trying to grab the thigh to get better position. And Perez now haunched down with 3 seconds left to go in the second round. And that will do it, as Perez will have his work cut out for him a little bit in round 3. The option goes to Kirkendall, who will select to be in the defensive position. 2 minutes separating one of these gentlemen from a state title. The advantage to Kirkendall here, as he will try to wriggle out of the grasp of Nick Perez, who needs to get some points. He tries for the takedown. Perez can't get the points, as Kirkendall able to stand up and get out of it. Perez trying to use his strength to try and get Kirkendall taken down. That would tie it up, and now out of bounds goes Kirkendall. 90 seconds left. And Kirkendall, the senior out of Reoublic, a 2-point, slim 2-point advantage. Perez knowing he's got to get some points here, trying to lift up his competitor. See if he can get the advantage here. Trying yet again. One more time to no avail. 70 seconds left to go, and Perez needs to get some points. Kirkendall trying to fight him off. Perez trying to reverse it down back around after a little push and pull, and now we're out of bounds and back to the middle with under a minute to go. Perez looking a little winded. Takes a break. Now down and into position, the whistle, and away we go. Kirkendall trying to add to a point if he can get the escape. He almost does. He's out of bounds, and we go back to the middle again. 50.8 left to go in this critical third round. Perez, a takedown would get it tied up, possibly send it to overtime. Both gentlemen working hard. You can see them breathing heavy. Perez looking for a different option this time. Goes to the head. He's got him wriggled around, and the escape is there. High-risk maneuver, as Perez knows he needed to do something, and on the escape, Kirkendall gets the point and opens up a 3-point advantage with 33 seconds left to go. Perez, desperate for points or a pin. Kirkendall battling the bandages and the 22 seconds left on the clock. Both men with their hands up into each other's faces. 14 seconds left to go. Kirkendall with the 3-point lead. 7 seconds. Nearly out of bounds we are, and we'll have 5.1 seconds left to go. A couple of tired warriors out on the mat here in this 145-pound weight class in the 1B2B. And Kirkendall battling off Perez's last advances here. And Kirkendall, Kyle Kirkendall, the senior out of Reoublic, will pick up his first state championship as he battles Nick Perez down to the wire. Both gentlemen with some cuts and bandages to show for it, but it is Kyle Kirkendall who takes home the first place hardware in the 145-pound weight class.